If you have a Trump flag, hell yeah, get the Mexicans out of here. If you have an LGBT flag, hell yeah.
I'm fucking gay.
What?
There are a few things you need to know to bend people over to your will. I don't just go in and say, okay, I'm an authority now, come look up to me. Everybody is manipulating everybody at all times. There are small but crucial controllables that allow you to dictate the outcomes. For those of y'all who don't know, I'm Decker. I've sold over 3,000 people, convinced them to give me their money, convinced you to click on this video, and even convinced my fiance to put up with my bullshit. I know, I'm that good. So first things first, we need to break the stigma on what manipulation is. For the sake of this video, we're gonna define manipulation as changing my actions to get a desired outcome from other people. For example, manipulating customers into trusting you with credit card information, manipulating women into getting into bed with you. It could be something as small as convincing your friends that Panera Bread is the move and not Chipotle. There are small but crucial controllables that allow you to dictate the outcomes. So I first started studying this, I was 14 years old. My dad was just arrested and I had moved schools. So originally I was at a super preppy area. It was a bunch of super nerds just like me and a lot of very socially awkward people. You look at where a lot of those folks are right now, and it's just not where I want to be with my life. Went from there to one of the most ghetto schools in the district. I was one of 2 white people in my class, so hell yeah, go white people. But I essentially had to recreate who I was to be able to fit in with this new group, this new archetype of people. See, I had surrounded myself with the Duke tip, with the Princeton alums, the higher echelon of I'm either going to be an engineer or a doctor, and nobody else was near me. And I was going into a totally new group of people. I had to change how I acted, how I talked. I had to set my ego aside to fit in with this new group of people so that I wouldn't be completely isolated. So when I went to this new environment, I had to redefine, okay, what would someone who fits in here act like? What would someone who fits in here look like, dress like, talk like? I changed my wardrobe, I changed my dialect, I changed a lot of things to fit in with this crowd of people. And as I continued my journey to fit in and acceptance and Maslow's bullshit, I understood that people like people who are similar to them. And that concept is rang true even to today. When I'm on the doors, when someone opens the door, they're super aggressive, they're a bull personality. If you bull them back and you mirror them, they will respect you for it and give you their money. If it's a timid older woman, you raise the tone of your voice a little bit, you talk a little bit higher pitch, you play super hard on the independent card. And if you're a taller guy like me, maybe you're leaning over a little bit, you're leaning on something, you're not super intimidating standing over the old lady. And this concept of mirroring allowed me to kind of turn into the person who I needed to be for certain scenarios. When I was talking to girls, I had to act a certain way. When I was trying to fit in with the cooler kids, I had to act like one of the cooler kids. You have to act like someone who is in the position that you think they would be. When I first started selling insurance B2B, I was a 19 or maybe 18-year-old little hick, had the worst country accent you've ever heard in your life, I guarantee it. And I was going into multi-million-dollar businesses, trying to pitch to the owner, CEO, someone who wouldn't respect trailer trash. And so I had to change how I was. I had to change the way I dressed, take the boots off, put the dress shoes on. I had to work on my dialect so I'm able to talk the way that I am right now to fit the description of someone who these wealthy, higher echelon people would pay attention to, would respect, would give their money to. Especially in insurance where you have to collect the social security number, they definitely need to trust you. And then as I continued to follow this process, I was able to take it a step further and a step further after that. You look at authority, you look at leadership, you look at the people you look up to in life. If I want to become a leader, I need to act like some of the great leaders. If I want to be an authority figure, I don't just go in and say, okay, I'm an authority now, come look up to me. No, you put the work in and it's all, the proof is in the pudding. Even myself in the younger days, I wanted to be like Adam Heald. I wanted to be like Austin Macer, Josh Brown, some of these guys who I saw one step above me. I wanted to be like them, and so I gave them that respect. Odds are 90% of the people watching this video, the only reason you give a shit what I'm saying is because you've seen my numbers, you've seen my skills, and you say, hey, I want to sell like Decker. I want to have the stupidity to be able to go say some dumb shit on the doors with no care for social norms at all. That's the only reason anybody gives a shit what I'm saying. People like people that they want to be like. And so if you look at my Instagram, this is something I made a constant effort at pretty recently, is posting a lot more lifestyle clips. Wearing the chains more often. Wearing the chains more often, buying watches I don't need, buying cars I don't need, and a bunch of other just little flexing stuff, going out to nicer places and taking pictures of it. But why do I do that? Because I'm a total fucking cornball. I'm totally playing. It's genuinely just because people want to have that life. I hate cold plunges, but if I post a cold plunge on my story, it gets attention from my target audience who are salespeople who want to be higher level. When I'm able to post myself doing nice things, as much as I just prefer to live in the moment and not worry about it, it gets people's attention online, and I'm manipulating you into trusting me more, wanting to be like me, wanting to live this lifestyle. But at the end of the day, I mean, everybody is manipulating everybody. If you think that I'm evil for admitting this, you're full of shit. You can just leave, because everybody is manipulating everybody at all times. When your girlfriend's upset because you picked the wrong restaurant, she's manipulating you into going to KFC, statistically speaking. When your teacher calls out on you for being loud, she's manipulating you to shut the hell up. When your homeboy ghosts you, he's manipulating you into acting a certain way. When your sales recruiter posts big numbers, he's manipulating people into coming and joining the team. Everything in life is manipulation. At the end of the day, we are all mice in cages. We got cheese on one side, we got cats on the other, and all humans are trying to move closer to the cheese, further to the rats. When I post big numbers on my story, that's a big block of cheese that says, "Come here, little rats." When I talk about my college experience, that's a big old cat chasing the mouse closer to me, the cheese, this life, whatever. But I'd say probably the hardest transition that I had to make was going from top sales rep to leader. So something that helped me a lot there is I was able to look at some of the leaders in my life, looking at how they acted, how they led, and be able to take that into account. But at the end of the day, my job as a sales recruiter is to build that trust and manipulate into trusting me, trusting my team, trusting my systems, and trusting that we have everything in place to give you the dream outcome that you want to have. And so for me to do that, to step into that authoritative role, I looked at some of the best authority figures that I had in my life. So going in my dad, my basketball coach, and a couple other guys, they were really good about balancing the cheese and the cats. And so when I was doing good, when I'm scoring a lot, when I'm showing up to practice early, they give me cheese, they praise me, and they reward me with incentives, the beautiful shirts I got on. If y'all want one, come join the team. But at the same time, when you're slacking off, when you're not doing the inputs necessary to get the dream outcome, that's where the cat comes in. Hey, if you're not knocking the hours, not only am I going to call you out in the group chat, but odds are you're not going to make a lot of money, because you're not going to make a lot of sales, because you're not knocking on a lot of doors, because you're scrolling on TikTok at the Arby's. It's on you. And so at the end of the day, that's all management is, all leadership is that perfect balance between reward and punishment to manipulate people into doing exactly what you want them to do. And then you'll hear me say this phrase a lot. This is one of our core values at DN Detailing, is that leadership is assumed, not assigned. And so what that means is we don't promote based on you telling someone you're a leader. We don't promote based on you've been here longer or any bullshit like that. It's purely results based. If I recruited someone and said, hey, this is your boss now, and he sucks at sales, no one's going to listen to him. They're going to be mad, and they're going to feel like he's underqualified, they're overqualified, and it has to do with power dynamics issue. I tell all of my leaders here, you need to be the best salesman on the fucking earth. Otherwise, these guys will not respect you. And so if you want to be that authority figure, you need to have proof in the pudding. You need to have the results, have your name on the leaderboard so that people see your name every day and they're able to look up to you. And then the other thing is just assuming that leadership. When people do come to you, don't say, oh, I don't know, I'm just a rookie. Ask the manager. Step into it. Oh yeah, this is what I do. Oh yeah, this will help you a lot. Awesome, send me voice memos. I had people going around management sending me voice memos to get feedback from me directly as someone with a month, 2 months experience under my belt, solely because of the numbers, the volume that I was able to produce. No other reason. No one cares about your tenure. No one cares about how long you've been there. No one cares about how long you've kissed your manager's ass. Sales is the only career that does not discriminate. If you're good at sales, you will make a lot of money. If you're bad at sales, you won't make money. If you're good at sales, people will respect you, look up to you, and ask you questions and build you as an authority in sales. If you suck at sales, people will question you, undermine you, and you will get nowhere in leadership. You'll hear me use the phrase politically fluid. If you have a Trump flag, hell yeah, get the Mexicans out of here. If you have an LGBT flag, hell yeah, I'm fucking gay. Like, I'll say whatever I need to. I will manipulate that person into thinking that I am like them. I will manipulate that person that I am someone that they want to be like. And then the final thing you need to learn if you want to bend people over to your will, is charisma. The only reason that I'm able to stay on the doors for so long, the only reason that I'm able to go year round on the doors and not just a summer, the reason I'm able to go 12-hour days without getting bored or burnt out, is simply because of my charisma. I'm able to have a good time anywhere with anybody at all times. When an HOA president's laughing at me, I see it as a golden opportunity to pull out my phone, take a selfie, and record some hilarious shit. I'm able to keep that lighthearted attitude, and that is very contagious. And at the end of the day, who doesn't want to be happy? Who doesn't want to be energetic? You look at the videos I do on the doors, I have people sending me probably 20 a day of just screen recordings of them trying to do the exact same thing, and they're like clearly nervous, clearly shaking, and I love that. Fuck social anxiety, go say some dumb shit, talk about daddy on the doors, do whatever it is you need to do to break that mindset. And if you want to close more deals, if you want to train with me and my team, or even work with me and my team, shoot me a text, 817-600-0337. Love to see if you have what it takes to come join the crew. Peace.